Hi John. At Christmas when you were back home, we talked about how you could make nutritious and cheap food to take with you to college. And I'm going to show you how I make my couscous that I make most days or most weeks to take to work. Come in over here, Tom, and look, see what I've got. So we've got some protein. So you can have a bit of old chicken or meat or whatever. I've got some walnuts. And almonds, and some seeds that I'm going to toast.
Oh.
And also I've got a few olives that were left in the fridge and some veg. So I've got spring onions and carrots, some green beans, tomatoes, a bit of lettuce, mushrooms. And this is couscous. And I've got about half a cup of couscous here, which actually is going to be enough for both Caroline and me for tomorrow lunch. But also would be probably enough to do you for lunch and an evening meal as well. So first things first is I'm going to put the beans on to boil, and then there we go, and then it needs to boil for a couple of minutes. You know always to cover a pan when you cook things, and always to use boiling water when you're boiling. Meantime, here I've got my seeds. They're just going dry into a frying pan, and they take a couple of minutes as well, just till the pumpkin seeds start to pop, and then you know that they're ready. While we're waiting for that, what we've got over here, because couscous is tasteless, got a bit of pepper sauce and a bit of soy sauce, but you can use whatever you want. I've got a wooden spoon, and away we go. So those beans have started cooking and they're bubbling away nicely now. The seeds have just starting to pop now. So what I'm going to do with the seeds is I'm just going to put them in a little dish. Still hot. Put a little bit of soy sauce on the top. Here we are. And the soy sauce sizzles away. And I just move them around, and that soy sauce will just toast nicely and burn onto the seeds and give them a really nice taste. Now, here we are, back to the frying pan. And I'm going to put in a little oil, which is over here, into the pan. Not very much, just come on, Tom, see how much? A little bit of oil in the pan. And then into that, I'm going to put my spring onions and my carrots. I'm going to turn it down a bit, it's a bit hot. So they're going into the pan just to fry up. Give them a stir, and they just need to soften up a bit, which will take a couple of minutes probably. While I'm doing that, look at me, I want to show you a trick with nuts. Now, most dried nuts when you buy them are really hard to eat, and I've found that if you put them in a cup like I've done, and then pop in some boiling water on top, and you just leave them for a few minutes or for half an hour or whatever, they soften up nicely. Back to the frying pan, Thomas. I forgot to put these olives in. Oh, lovely. Fried olives are just much nicer than not fried olives. Right, here we are. Back to me mushrooms, Tom. Now I'm just going to chop my mushrooms up. With all of these things, the smaller you chop stuff, the quicker it cooks, you know that. Here, suck this egg, Granny. So these are this is a bit of mushroom chopped up. This would be really nice. Okay. Shove that into the frying pan as well. And let it all just diddle away nicely. So, Thomas, tell me. Yes, there's a carrot on the floor. Thomas, tell me. Is there a pause button on there? No, there isn't. So, Thomas, could you recite me a poem while this is cooking?
What should I do with this?
You don't have to read the poem, Tom. Just come here. Come here, Tom. I'll take the camera.
Okay.
Here's Tom. He wants to say something to you. He's running away. Tom, come back. All right. Here we are. Here's Tom. He's going to get something while all this is cooking. Normally I clean my teeth or have a poo, but I wasn't going to show you that. Tom's got Gruts, which is an Ivor Cutler book, which I don't know if you took yours with you or if it's still here. If it's still here, I can make your life a misery by bringing it. Here we are. Oh, Tom, before you do that, this is all ready to go. Come back and hold the camera. There we are. Right. Here we are. This is all nicely cooked now. Now let's just, before we put the kettle on to boil again, we get our couscous, which is here. Here we go. Right. When all this lot's softened up nicely, it's okay. You put the couscous on top and just mix it all in so that it soaks up any juice that's come off the veg. Then you cover it. Here we are, stand back a bit. You cover it in boiling water. And really, you really just cover the couscous. Let that boil away for a bit while Tom looks at it, just to make sure it's properly boiling. There goes the couscous.
You put it up. So
there goes the couscous boiling away. Well done, Tom.
lovely.
Okay. As that boils away, you see it's starting to. The couscous is starting to soak up the water, and then when that's done, put a cover on the couscous, turn it off, put it over here, and that just soaks in. Meanwhile, Tom, back over here, I'll just chop up my tomato. I could have chopped up my tomato earlier, but then there'd be nothing to do while I was talking to you. So I'll chop it up now, while the couscous is just starting to look after itself. So there we go, I'm chopping up the tomato now. I've got here a plastic takeaway tub. Can we see that, Tom? Can you be further away from it so we can see what it is? Yep. So in here, in the plastic takeaway tub, I'm just going to pop some lettuce. A bit. Then I'm going to go back over here to my beans. They'll be cooked by now. So turn the heat off. Come over here. Drain my beans into the sink. There we go. And back over here. Right, let's go back to the frying pan with the couscous in it and have a look. Yeah. The couscous has soaked up all the water really nicely. And now looks almost good enough to eat. So the only thing that's left to do, and we'll do it over here because the light's better, is to drain the almonds. Okay. That's done. Come back over here, Tom. So we just pop the almonds in there. We'll pop our seeds in there. If they'll go in, yeah, they will. There we go. Seeds in. Beans. Trying to steam my tomato a minute. There we go. Shove in me bits of tomato or whatever else. Right. Give it all a stir up. Now, don't forget, couscous tastes of nothing. So here we have a bit of the old Encona hot pepper sauce. We love that. So there's a little bit of that going in. Whoop, that's probably too much. And we love the old soy sauce. So there's a bit of that going in as well. Probably not enough. Give it all a stir. Here we are. Right. Then just spoon it out on top of your lettuce. And job is a good one. There we go. Dad's couscous. Thank you. Now then, there's a bit left in the pan for Caroline. Here we go. Here's John. And say goodbye to John.
That's a photo.